Hi. Greetings. All right. And let me say hi. Okay. So, what I wanted to talk about today, first of all, this is Stephen Barnes, creator of Life Writing and Fire Dance, and of course, the Magic Formula, which you can find at www.realheroesjourney.com. The most refined pattern that I've come up with, and this is all about patterns, that no individual pattern is going to be the truth the way you really need to understand it. But I believe that by finding enough different, really powerful patterns from different disciplines and around the world, you can get a glimpse of the way you have to comport yourself in life. The most successful pattern that we've created here at Fire Dance in life writing is the life writing 6 step process. The 6 step process is you write at least a sentence a day, you write 1 to 4 short stories a month, you finish and submit at least 1 story per month, you don't rewrite except editorial request. You read 10 stories for every story you write, and you repeat this process 100 times. And what I know about this process is that so far, nobody's gotten past story 26 without publishing. So that's an amazing rate of reliability for a pattern. And this is because I was able to interview so many really successful writers and kind of figure out, well, what did you do? How did you do this? In trying to understand how to apply that, the magic formula, which is in some ways the pinnacle of my teaching, doesn't have that level of reliability and specificity about it. What it's designed to do is that if you will do these things in this pattern, you will increase your odds of getting the positive result. I would love to be able to create something that has the same amount of specificity. But one of the things that I realized that the life writing pattern was it redefined writer's block. That writer's block then is defined not by your inability to write per se on a given day or on a given project, but your inability to write, finish what you write, submit what you write, edit what you write, constantly improve the quality of what you write, and constantly be building towards a career that is in alignment with your values. So any break in that chain is now called writer's block from the framework of life writing. It is interesting to ask what happens if you apply this notion to other disciplines. People say, I know how to work out, I know how to do push ups, but I don't do them. I know how to do X or Y, but I don't do it. I know how to balance my checkbook, but I don't do it because there is emotional stuff that stops you from doing it. I ask you to make one change. What if the thing that you're looking at is something that you want to do and that you know you need to do, it's going to, decrease pain and increase pleasure, then unless you're doing it, you don't know how to do it. You know some things about how to do it. You know some technical things about how to do it. But include in how to do something the ability to motivate yourself to do it, the ability to plan to do it, to strategize to do it, to create, time bound plans to do it, to keep track of the fact that you've done it. If all of those things were included in the question, do you know how to do something? Then it's that if it would improve your life and you're not doing it, you don't know how to do it. Shifting that, I think, is very useful because an awful lot of people have ego investment of feeling like they know things, but then they look at the fact that they're not doing them as something strange and alien, and I don't know why this, or I've just got these issues. I suggest that if it's important to you to keep moving forward, to define your capacity to do something, your ability to do it. If you're doing it, you know how to do it. If you're not doing it and it's something that you know you should be doing, you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to clarify your motivations. You don't know how to overcome your fear. You don't know how to prioritize your time. Whatever it is that stops you from doing the thing can and should be included in your definition of whether you know how to do it. In that way, if you have some ego identification with being able to, to know how to do push-ups, yeah, you get down on the floor and you move your arms back and forth. Not only does that diminish the actual understanding of the complexity of the physical movement, because there's a lot of things that have to do with balance and tension and so forth and so on, but also your ability to clarify why you should do it, to create a space in your life to do it, to create the time in your life to do it. If you include all those things in there, you might find that your ego gets involved, that you want to believe that you know how to do something, but it's just, the world that stops you from being able to do it. What if you take responsibility? What if you use that part of us that likes to know that we know things, and we use that against our trivial selves? I've got an aspect of myself that I call Mortimer. It's sort of my pale self, the part of me that is afraid, that is driven by fear, that is uncertain, that is unclear. And Mortimer, in that sense, is my enemy. And I think we all have such an enemy. We all have, whether that's our ego selves or our weak selves or a false identification with ourselves. That's the enemy. And the enemy will stop us from having all the things we want to have in life. But if you try this, just kind of look at the things that you know you should be doing and tell yourself not that you don't have the time to do it, but that you don't know how to do it. See whether or not that makes a change in your ability to motivate yourself to learn every step of the chain. What is the chain? You have to understand that there's an issue. You have to come up with a hypothesis about what would solve this problem. You have to develop enough knowledge of it to know how to try doing it so you can get started. You have to know how to motivate yourself to do it. You might have to know how to write down, and track the fact that you've done it. You have to persist in doing it. If you take a look at the 13 Principles of Success Consciousness that are behind me up on the screen from Think and Grow Rich, it would be the desire to do it, the faith that you're capable of doing it, the internal alignment that you can do it. And then, step 4 is organized research, is specialized knowledge, that you then gain the knowledge that allows you to do the thing. Include the psychology, the emotions, the time management that enables you to do the thing. And one of the ways you can get into this mindset is if you are on the fire dance path, if you're following the magic formula, then the first step is to breathe. 5 times a day, 60 seconds per of deep, slow diaphragmatic breathing on the hour, at least 5 times a day, right? To say that you know how to breathe is one thing. To say that you can't organize the time, you can't motivate yourself to do it, you can't trust yourself to do it. When you have something that only takes 5 minutes, that has a fantastic, the cost benefit ratio is outstanding. outstanding with the 5 minute miracle. If you can't get yourself to do that, then you might want to try looking at this and say, I don't know how to do it. That way you can't, you're taking responsibility. It's not the world, it's you. I mean, I don't doubt that you have obstacles in life. We all have obstacles. But the results we get are going to be dependent upon what can you force yourself, get yourself, motivate yourself, encourage yourself, love yourself enough to do on a constant basis every day. What do you do? What are your rituals? That is going to determine the results that you get, to the degree that your results are at all connected with your behaviors. Not all results are connected to behaviors, but if they are connected with behaviors, your ability to do it will be based on you. Do you know how to breathe? Do you know how to breathe 5 times a day? Can you get yourself to do it? If you can get yourself to do it, then you can say that you know how to do it. I just want you to kind of experiment with this. Once again, this is Steve Barnes, just giving you a little drop-in thought. You can learn a lot more about this entire process at www.realheroesjourney.com. Take care.